Hello, guys. Hello. I am one half member of the Sports Strength Club. Got my co-host with me, Keenan Duke,
What's going on?
and this is the Sports Strength Club. We've got a special guest tonight, Stephen Walton, longtime friend of ours, big time recording artist right now in Dallas. He's definitely getting there, grinding a lot. Stephen, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing good, man. Doing great.
Yeah, man. We're gonna go over some things tonight. We're gonna talk about the All-Star game. You know,
NBA All Star Weekend coming up.
definitely gonna get in there, but first things first, man. I have to address Keenan. I don't know what the hell's going on with this weather right now. But like, it is freezing cold out here. It's raining. I don't know what the weather is in Dallas right now, but Stephen, we are struggling.
Yeah, no, it was actually like legit cold. I forgot my jacket today. All I wore was like this long sleeve shirt, and I walked out when I left work today, and it was just like
Okay.
really cold and
Okay,
rainy.
first off, guys, it's probably what 60 degrees there.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, bro.
It's like it's like legit like what 40s, 50s.
Bro, it got to 39 last night.
Oh, did it?
It got to
that's
39 last
That's
night. It's been
good, man.
raining every
Do y'all
single.
even have heaters in your home?
I got a space heater, but nah, man, most of us don't even have AC.
Ouch.
I have a heater, but I don't like turning that thing on because
Yeah, everybody has a heater or like a space heater, but there are houses built here that have zero AC, zero heater, cold.
Yeah, no, and like the walls out here are usually like so thin, so it gets really cold inside.
Don't even have jackets.
Nah, I'd be walking around my apartment with like sweatpants, a hoodie.
That's typically how it is, man. It's been kind of crazy weather, man. I'm trying to tell you right now, but we got a few topics to discuss tonight. We got the NBA All-Star game this weekend. Okay. Celebrity All-Star game, 3-point challenge, skills challenge, slam dunk competition. Who's going to be our MVP? Is the All-Star game cooler than any of the other All-Star games that's out there? Major sports, hockey, baseball, football. We know the Pro Bowl was not that good this year, but we'll definitely get into that tonight. I'm just letting you know. Stephen, first thing is first, man. I want to talk to you about the All-Star game, but before I do that, I want to kind of get your assessment on how you felt about the halfway point at this moment in time with some of the teams that are going into All-Star break. Who do you like? Who fell? What players do you like right now? And who do you think is going to make that turnaround?
I want to say this is gonna be the toughest year in basketball in maybe over a decade.
What do you mean by that?
I think people don't realize how polarizing the shift or that LeBron coming to the West, what it did. Reason being is because we were used to seeing a East that was led by LeBron. So it was kind of like, LeBron and the other teams. But now LeBron is in a situation where he's fishing to even try to make the playoffs himself. You know, the Lakers they're not a lock for the playoffs right now. So what that shift has allowed some of these other teams to do, like the Bucks, they're a team everybody's gonna have to worry about. I mean, because when you dominate for so long, you dominate for 82 games, you start to feel like, you know what, we can go do this. And those are the teams that gain confidence, win championships. So a team like the Bucks, a team like the Celtics, a team like the Raptors, who have to go, one of them has to represent the East. They can go beat a West team after they've been beaten up. So I think that shift has made it to where there's a lot of teams that have a chance to really win versus years before it was 3 or 4 teams max in the West. And you know, I want to use 3 or 4 lightly because it's really like maybe 1 or 2, and then whatever LeBron-led team was out there.
So LeBron right now, obviously everyone knows that he's on the Lakers, and he had he had a stretch where he was hurt. I know that they had lost some games, but now that he is back, with the distraction of Anthony Davis and that whole entire trade that was going on, I know that put a lot of pressure on the other players, even though that trade didn't go through. But it's kind of shifted the kind of the attitude of the locker room. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain a level of competition that's going to maybe get them to the playoffs. That's my prediction. But right now they are on a skid. How can the Lakers get back into the playoffs, even though they've had the distraction this year with Anthony Davis and that whole trade?
So, what I don't like is I don't like when people have harped on the distraction side of it. And the reason why I say that is because the same players that were involved in that trade, the potential players to be involved, have been involved in trade talks since they've entered the Laker uniform. That's never changed. It was the same thing with Julius Randle. You always went to one of the Laker players is probably going to get traded in some combo. I mean, that started way back with D'Angelo Russell. That's just what we've come to expect with the Lakers because they've been bad for so long and they've been stockpiling these high lottery picks. So, yes, though, and it doesn't matter who they add next year. Those same guys will still be involved in some type of trade talks for another max superstar.
I mean, is that just because none of them have really panned out? I think the way people really hope them to. I mean,
I don't think so, and I strongly believe that there's 30 franchises or 29 franchises that think the same. I think that you can easily see the potential and the breakout potential of all of them. It's just like, hey, what's really worth a risk? I don't think any of them are a savior to anybody's team, but I think Kuzma could go to a team and turn them into a championship team.
So he's the one that you actually think could potentially turn around a franchise?
Yes, because of his skill set. I don't think he'll be the star. I don't think he can go be the star of anybody's team. I think he can be a major factor, a major role player on somebody's team.
So do you think like they would actually be willing to part with him? I mean, because you just said that he's the one player that could actually. So would they be willing to let that one person who actually could turn into a star go?
No, I think that was all. I think his name was Smokescreen. I think his name was always Smokescreen.
But I want to talk to you about the Rockets. Obviously, Chris Paul just got back a few nights ago, and they've been playing. The thing is with them, in my personal opinion, James Harden has had he had that whole crazy stretch, man.
Oh my God!
Where he was just scoring out of his mind.
Out of his mind.
Wait, did y'all
225 consecutive points scored without anyone giving him assists? That sort of like history that he's making on the offensive side of the basketball. But a lot of people do say that style of play is not going to, get him to a championship. I know that Kobe Bryant recently came out and said something. I'm only paraphrasing, but he basically said that sort of style is not going to get you a championship. You're going to have some other players contribute.
Want to know why?
In your opinion, do you think that James Harden has an opportunity to get to the championship if he does get some help, given that we have the Warriors that most likely he's going to have to face to get to the championship?
No. No. That team is they're pretenders. They just are. They will forever be that. I know, people might look at me crazy, but unfortunately, Chris Paul is not a championship contender. Because for some reason,
where do you say that though? With Chris
when
Paul,
it
were
matters,
one game away from beating the Warriors last year.
Yeah, they were, but when it matters, both of those guys have never been there when it mattered.
But I mean, is that fair to say when they're just coming up against a behemoth team like Golden State? I mean, if it like, let's just say Golden State weren't the Golden State and they were a little bit less, would they then be contenders? Are they just not contenders just because you have to go eventually up against Golden State?
But do you remember the wins? Like some of the wins that they had, as far as the Rockets.
Absolutely, I do, and I remember the losses too.
Right,
like the other
but
night.
Do you remember? Do you remember the wins though?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I want to know. If it's requiring what James Harden is having to do for them to win.
Yeah,
you know, it's what Chris Paul is having to do for them to win. That's why it's too difficult for them to go to the playoffs and go win them a championship. Because no, he can't go drop 45.
But wasn't Kobe kind of doing that same crap whenever he was like when Shaq left? Wasn't Kobe scoring like damn near 80 points a night and all that stuff, and basically carrying the team on his back and led them?
But when they won the championship,
Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum were unstoppable.
They had Pau Gasol, they had Andrew Bynum, they had Ron Artest, they had Lamar Odom, they had Derek Fisher.
They were awesome.
So then, that goes to say, like, if they just brought in maybe one or two more people, would they then be contenders?
I don't know how many more people they need. You know, I think the Rockets roster is better than most rosters in the NBA. The problem is the style of play that James Harden plays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He can dominate any team. He can dominate any player. He is one of the best offensive players of all times, and it hurts my stomach to say, but it's true. Because he has figured out a cheat code in the whole game. And it works.
Think that if he's able to sustain that level of play, but put some talent around him that can that can play with him cohesively, the style of basketball that James Harden plays, there's a lot of standing around that happens at times.
Well, because he's just basically playing one-on-one at times.
Basically, when he's isolated, he's one of the best isolation one-on-one type guys in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to stop him, considering that at any moment in time, he could drive to the basket, he could step back, hit a three, but you have to protect the perimeter because that's where he's most dangerous.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw the play tonight, but there's a play where he was basically doing his one-on-one thing against Josh Okogie, and Josh Okogie actually like stuffed him or whatever when he was kind of like doing he like drove on him. Josh Okogie kind of like knocked the ball away from him a little bit, and then he went up to shoot and he got stuffed by Josh. But while watching that, you didn't notice anybody else around on the team. Like it literally felt like you were just watching a one-on-one match. And I feel like that's kind of how it goes whenever James Harden's playing. It's just you're watching one-on-one basketball.
It takes guys out of rhythm. Those same guys that you're asking for, trust me. You put 5 people on the Rockets roster, they're top 5, and put them on most other teams. They're still a really good basketball team, you know. But you take them out of a rhythm because they have to watch. You know, they don't move the ball that well at all. It's crazy. They get a lot of assists, but they really don't move the ball that well.
No. I think they're a real fast-paced team, run-and-gun type team. And honestly, if you're going to try to put a team around Harden, you're going to have to put some guys on that are going to score timely, because the times that he's not passing the basketball, you know, he's trying to create something to get himself going. But if he does assist or he does pass it to you and it's not an easy dime, you're going to have to make shots. And you may not have a lot of opportunities to do that. And that could end up being the difference in the game, especially if he goes off and the other people around him aren't playing that well. So
I guess a question is like, is there
22?
Yeah, is there anyone out there that can play that type of role where it's like, I don't need to have the ball at all times? Like I can kind of play standby, and then whenever you need me, pop the ball out to me.
Unfortunately, there's not too many of those guys in the league, but there's one team that has the number one guy to ever play that role, and that is the Warriors. You know what I mean? There's never been a better player to play that role like Klay Thompson plays that role.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, I mean, somebody should max his ass out. And I think he can literally go be the best player on somebody's team, but he plays Batman Robin better than anybody ever.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He could go do it.
Okay.
Well, we've got the NBA All-Star Stephen Keenan. Gonna start off with the celebrity game, man. Got a lot of players in there that we know, obviously. Last year, Quavo was the MVP. Honcho had the whole team out there, had the whole squad out there, man. It was great. But just some of the notables that we want to, discuss here: Mike Coulter, Luke Cage,
huge
Dr. Oz, the oldest dude to be in the All-Star, in the Celebrity All-Star game. Obviously, Quavo, Ray Allen is going to be in there. Jay Will,
Hassan Minaj.
But who do you like to be? Who do you like to be the MVP again? I feel like it's going to be hands down. It's going to go to Quavo.
It's got to go to Quavo again.
Like Kevin Hart type stuff. Remember when Kevin Hart won the MVP? He had like 7 points.
Yeah, nah.
Like that.
If you watched it last year, Quavo was like actually out there trying his hardest. Like he was trying.
He was like
going for it. Yeah, no, I've seen him. Like he's actually balling. Like he's trying to play basketball. He's not out there trying to joke like Kevin Hart was.
Oh man, he's a good athlete, man. Just looking at his Instagram this week, there's been timeout. There's been a lot of celebrities, by the way, that have been flexing on their basketball game on Instagram. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that. Gucci Mane has done it too. So I'm like, bro, what's up? I need to put something on my Instagram. I do.
Yeah.
Honestly, to tell you the truth. But Stephen, who do you like, man? You like Quavo, Honcho?
I think Honcho's gonna be pretty dope. The fact that he's got some players around him too. I think they're the other team that they're playing is not very good.
Yeah, his team is Ray Allen, Stephanie Dolson, Hassan Minaj, Amanda Seals, some other people on there. Bad Bunny, Adam Ray. He's got some players on there.
They are the one team that has a little person, I guess you want to call them politically correct. I don't know if you can say midget anymore, but yeah. So that should be interesting.
But on the home side, that's Jay Williams' team. As I mentioned, Luke Cage, Terrence J, Dr. Oz, JB Smooth, Steve
Smith, though. So
Steve Smith may be balling.
I feel like Steve Smith, go out and ball on some people possibly.
He might.
I feel like Steve Smith might be the one person to challenge Quavo for the MVP.
I gotta see him ball.
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty sure he's feisty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he's the one person who would D up Quavo and be like, you can't get past. I feel like Steve Smith, competitiveness is just, it might be a little bit too much for Quavo, actually.
Quavo Honcho, definitely. He's going to be out there balling. That's my call for the MVP this year. I think Quavo is definitely going to do it. But we got the Rising Stars Challenge right after that. And this is really interesting because it's a Team USA, Team World type deal. And the best part I like about it is that we are truly getting some guys right now who, me personally, I feel like are all-stars right now.
This is going to be a good game, man.
This is going to be an excellent game. Team USA, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, Trae Young, Jarrett Allen, Marvin Bagley, Lonzo Ball, just to name a few. Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma.
Yes.
Okay. Jaren Jackson Jr. But
Jason Tatum.
The Team World is nothing to scoff about.
They got your boy Luka.
Ben Simmons, Luka.
Yeah, they're serious.
They're really loaded. And Stephen, since I got you on the phone, you being a Dallas native, you know about all the buzz that's going on right now in Dallas about Luka Doncic. How excited are fans about Luka Doncic from what you've seen? I know that you've been to some games. What's the vibe like there, man?
First off, I just want to touch on what you said. In the Rising Stars Challenge, there's a reason why Team USA has no chance of winning.
They're actually 2-point favorites.
They have no chance.
So you think that prediction's off?
They have not a chance.
So you're taking the +2?
Oh my goodness. They're not winning the game. You don't understand. First off, that kid got snubbed But there was when you look at it, you have to understand. See, I have to be a different type of fan. I understand why he didn't make the All-Star team.
Right.
I like the votes. I like voting him in, but he was like literally the one player off only because the guards are so incredible on the West. Not because of all the players that are on the team, but the guards are incredible in the West. And then you had to represent on every position, so that's why Luka got left out.
My thing is that with Team World, where I feel they have an advantage is somebody like a Ben Simmons, somebody who's already had this sort of experience as a person who could carry the team. Him and Luka Doncic together are just, I'm looking forward to that backcourt right there. I'm also looking forward to see how DeAndre Ayton can really go out there and make a splash.
Hey, let me tell you who is the kicker and who's going to be the unsung hero in this game.
Luka.
Lucas, we already know what he's going to do. The X factor is Lauri Markkanen.
Okay.
Y'all, let me tell y'all, this guy, first off, if out of last year's draft, he's the only guy to have multiple 30-point games. Can you believe that?
No, it doesn't sound believable.
He's the only guy.
I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, that includes Jason Tatum, the only guy to have multiple 30-point games.
That's impressive.
It's very impressive. He's just coming off a 30-point game just a couple nights ago. And the reason why I think he's going to be the kicker is just because his skill set. And I think with those guys, we're having Ben Simmons and having Luka, just phenomenal passers, they're going to be looking for a guy who can make knockdown shots.
Yeah,
and
that's what
he's going to be the one to shoot them.
Well, that's the thing that I feel like Team World has. It seems like they have a lot of players that are team players and are willing to dish out and kind of serve one another for like the greater good.
Right.
I mean, that's just kind of what I've seen a little bit. And then, like I said, I was telling you guys about that play with Josh Okogie on James Harden. So I don't know if he would be kind of like the defensive-minded guy, like really trying to shut people down. I don't know, but watching him, basically shut down James Harden one-on-one was pretty impressive.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, this exhibition game, I mean, Team USA, honestly, I mean, they've got a lot of better athletes. I mean, if you really want to ask me, I'm really excited to see Trae Young, see how he'll pop off. But we're going to go into the skills challenge here. Some of your other favorite players are in here, Stefan. Okay. Mike Conley, Luka Doncic, De'Aaron Fox, Kyle Kuzma, Jason Tatum, Trae Young, Nikola Jokic, Nikola Vucevic. Now, in my personal opinion, I really do. I'm just being a homer for all skills types challenges, okay? Whether it be the slam dunk competition, the three-point competition, or the skills, okay? I like Luka. I think Dennis Smith Jr. got robbed last year in the slam dunk contest, and I feel like Dirk's going to win the three-point contest. I'm being a homer.
Wow.
My question, like the thing that kind of popped out to me was the fact that 5 of those 8 people participating are rookies. Like, what does that say?
In the skills challenge?
I think
because the NBA is just absolutely
in the skills challenge, there's 5 of the 8 are rookies.
I think we saw a shift in just talent from the rookie class in the last 2 years anyways. I think we're, basketball is not like football where you got 70, good players that come out in the draft overall. Basketball, you might get lucky nowadays and have 3 stars, maybe 10 to 12 role players that play over 5 years. So these past few years, though, I think you've been seeing a whole bunch of guys that are really good players. Right now, to me, the skills challenge, I think, is Mike Conley's to lose.
Luka Doncic to win.
Look out for Luka though.
Luka Doncic to win.
I'm not gonna like watching him. I'm actually very surprised at how kind of agile and how just how quick he's able to move and just everything that he does. Because he seems like a big dude.
It's deceptive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it doesn't seem like he should be able to do the things that he does. Honestly, like he's surprised. Like he's a surprising player to watch to me. Whenever I watch him, I'm just kind of like in awe of what he's doing, just because looking at him, to me it's unexpected.
The thing is, what was really unexpected was the fact that we've already seen this sort of situation come into the NBA where we were really hyped up about it, with Ricky Rubio coming over from Spain, already playing professional basketball, and then coming into
we didn't get it right away.
He had a learning curve and he didn't hit right away. This guy honestly didn't even get the hype that Ricky Rubio did, but when he came into the league,
he came in with a splash. Yeah,
like he is here to stay. This is Luka Doncic to lose. I'm putting my money on him this weekend on a prop bet. I think he's like plus 400. So
now, do you think the perception of Luka Doncic like being as good as he is? Because right now I feel like he kind of overshadows Ben Simmons. But do you think that's because Ben Simmons came in the league with a little bit more hype than Luka did, and then just seeing how Luka plays, like, oh man, this dude's really good. Like,
no, it's two reasons, and I even see why you would ask that, but it's two reasons. One, Ben Simmons can't shoot if somebody had a gun to his mother's head. He can't. Okay, he can't. He doesn't scare anyone at all. He doesn't. But he's such a freakish athlete. You have to respect everything he does. But he can't shoot. The other two thing is it's the identity of that team. You know, that when they traded for Jimmy Butler, it made them a very strong defensive team. But as far as offensively, it definitely hurt their identity. I don't know if y'all watched them play, but those guys are like they like fish for offense. You know, like they go in spurts. Like they go like, you know, a guy scores and then he just expect like go and let me just keep giving me the ball for a little bit. You know, let me go on my run. Yeah, it happens with Embiid a lot because they start to take the ball.
I noticed that about their team. It was probably about 3 weeks ago when they played the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they had an opportunity to really close out this game, and they let Oklahoma City come back, but they end up winning the game. What I saw is free throws. They're not a really good free throw shooting team. If you put certain people on the line, like JJ Redick, everybody else seemed to – they're just not very good free throw shooters. And they have guys that have the ability to get to the basket, like Jimmy Butler, like a Ben Simmons, like Joel Embiid. But it's those sorts of – like it's that sort of, you know, thing where I feel like you guys are going to end up losing ball games because of stuff like that. These guys just are not very good free throw shooters.
But do you think they might be able to pull it together? Because looking at that roster, 76ers roster, like they seem like a damn good team.
I need an opportunity to get to the like. They've got an opportunity to get to like maybe the second round. I don't really see them as.
I need a few more weeks before I can cancel them out. I was pretty stern on them not being a playoff team at all, but the addition of Tobias Harris is major.
Absolutely.
And the reason why it's major to me is because they needed a real reason to limit Jimmy Butler's shots.
Right.
Okay. And I know this might sound crazy because Jimmy Butler is still one of the better players in the league. He's a decent spot up shooter, but sometimes if it were up to me, he would be the fourth option offensively.
Damn.
But with the addition of Tobias Harris, what do the Philadelphia 76ers do about Markelle Fultz?
They've already done it.
Done.
Well, that's pretty much how Tobias Harris arrived. He was a part of.
He's done.
He's gone. He plays for the Magic.
Okay. All right. I missed on that. We can edit that. I missed on that. All right. But we got the 3-point contest stuff. Last year's winner, Devin Booker. We all know how we feel about him. He's doing great things down there in Phoenix. Personally, I think he needs to go to. Personally, I think he needs to come to Dallas.
I'd rather have Clay.
Personally, I feel like he needs to come to Dallas, but
I'd rather give up one of my kidneys for Klay Thompson.
You would right now over Devin Booker?
Yeah, give me Klay.
He's not coming to Dallas, but Steph and Seth Curry are both in the 3-point contest. Danny Green's in it. Our Dirk Nowitzki is in it. Kemba Walker, Chris Middleton, Dame Lillard, Buddy Hield, and Joe Harris. Who looks good? Who wins? Plus 1,600 on Dirk Nowitzki out there. Anybody put down 25, you win 300. I'm just letting you know. You put 25 down on Dirk, you're gonna win $300. Okay, so who looks good, Stephen? Last year's winner, Devin Booker, but you know Steph and Seth are in there. You know they splash. But does Dirk have a chance?
Dirk has a chance.
he just pulls out his old man powers.
Dirk has a chance. My dark horse is going to be Buddy Hield.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to be my dark horse. But, I mean, come on.
Danny Green?
Danny's going to choke. Danny doesn't come out of the first round. Great shooter, but he's not coming out of the first round.
Same thing with Chris Middleton.
You know, there's a prop bet out there.
But come on, guys. We know who's going to win this.
But we know that there's a prop bet out there. Who's gonna make more threes in the 3-point competition? Steph or Seth Curry? Who do you got, man? Come on, man. You wouldn't take an underdog on that?
No, man. The guy is a machine.
Bro, all right. Well, the thing is that he does have an opportunity to win this, obviously. But last year's winner was Devin Booker, man. But I'm going for Dirk, man. I'm putting my money on Dirk, man.
He's only losing to Klay or Devin Booker.
I'm just saying, like, Dirk is like, I mean, I just feel like it's set up for the NBA to just have Dirk.
I mean,
ride out into the sunset.
This is like the one thing to go out on. It's just go out on top. Like,
I can take that.
But more entertaining, obviously. We got the dunk contest. Got Dennis Smith Jr., Miles Bridges, okay, Diallo, John Collins. We know who got robbed last year, so I think it's his to lose. Dennis Smith Jr., who you got? Why?
DSJ all day. DSJ has been on ready to prove a point since even right before he got traded. I'm glad he is where he is. Even when you see him playing right now, they let him freelance. They let him do his thing. He is out to show everybody who he is. He plays at the Garden, guys. I mean, this is right up
the weird having that Knicks uniform on, man.
It's
Dallas, man. If he wins, I feel like Dallas is still gone.
It's depressing more than anything, but he looks good in it, man. It looks fitting. The Garden is for DSJ. I'm glad that he can go somewhere where the whole place can, definitely like gravitate to him. He needs that type of play, and they let him freelance. Their coach literally said, "Man, here's the keys."
Absolutely. Keenan, why is the dunk contest, man, more exciting than any of the other contests, man? What do you like about the dunk contest?
I just like the creativity of it. I think that's the most fun thing. As someone who's not the most, basketball NBA aficionado, like.
Okay, man, we got a month. We got a month to prep, bro.
But I'm just saying, like, but that's what I think makes it so great is you don't have to be all in. Like, you don't with the not the skills, but the
3-point.
No, the other one, The Rising Stars Challenge. With that, like you kind of have to be in the know of basketball to know who these guys are and all that stuff. Whereas with the dunk contest, you don't have to know anybody. It's just fun to look at because these guys are doing all these crazy things. I mean, I think that's the best part is just watching the creativity and seeing what these guys come up with to make dunks and take it to another level.
What I like the thing is that this year honestly may be the most interesting of all the dunk contests because I'm not gonna lie to you, the last few dunk contests, there's been people that are dunkers that are in the contest that are good, like LaVine, but there wasn't really anybody else. I mean, I know that he had that 1 year where he went up against who do you go up against? Stephanie, the Magic.
Dwight Howard.
No, he played LaVine. He played.
Aaron Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
He's so dope.
Like the thing is, like we've had good dunk contests, but they haven't really been wow. I think this year is the first time that we're gonna actually see something wow, like where people are.
You don't think the ones with Aaron Gordon were wow?
Well, the dunk contests within the last 5 years haven't really been that great. But I think this year we've got an opportunity to do that because we have so many young players that are in the league right now that are going to be stars that I mean, the NBA, you're seeing it right now turn over, and these are the young cats. These are the young new leapers.
Yeah, but I think that they've been. What I don't like about it is that's not what we wanted to see, though.
Like 2000
DSJ. You know what I mean? I love DSJ, but I love, seeing Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? I like that too, but as a fan, we used to watch the best players. We used to watch Michael Jordan do dunk contests.
True.
We watched Vince Carter. We watched T-Mac do.
So it's a situation where you rather see like LeBron James.
Like, come on, LeBron. Yeah. You didn't give us one? Come on. You didn't give us one, bro. Stop.
Oh, I mean, I find it pretty interesting. Looking at the dunks that Aaron Gordon and Zach Levine came up with. Those to me are some of the best dunks I've ever seen. Right. In all honesty, I mean the dunk that Aaron Gordon did.
Like that though, why in a Levine and a LeBron James and somebody else, a young leaper, and then somebody else that we know.
Exactly. Like why couldn't we have that? Why couldn't we get a Giannis in there? Come on.
Maybe they just don't want to.
Yeah, they don't.
So what does that say about them then? That they don't want to take part in probably the coolest event during the All-Star weekend?
Because they just want to chill. They just want to relax. This their hangout time.
Or do you think they know they're not that creative with coming up with a cool dunk? Do you think that might be it?
No, I think it might be it.
I think that might be it, honestly. Because why wouldn't you? Like, you're LeBron James. Like, you are. Like, why not show off? This is your chance to really show off. Maybe he just can't think of anything to do that would be that cool.
I'll never forget when the Dallas Mavericks had their we had the All-Star game in Dallas, and LeBron James teased us at the end of the slam dunk competition, and like we were like, oh, he's gonna be in there next year. And it was a pretty creative though. It was like off the backboard, through his legs, yeah. And we're like, what?
But then you got
the dunk contest. He never did it.
But I mean, come on, like you're saying that, but at the same time, like that's one dunk. You know what I mean? Like maybe he doesn't know how to come up with like 2, 3, 4. I mean, you got Aaron Gordon, grabbing the ball from the mascot, going underneath his legs, dunking. You got the mascot like twirling around on the freaking skateboard thing. He grabs it from him, goes behind the back, dunks. Like they got some pretty creative dunks, like him and Zach Levine. Honestly,
LeBron would have been able to do any of that.
I don't know.
LeBron, one of the greatest athletes of all time.
So then my question is to y'all: if you guys had to put together a dunk contest, like an all-time dunk contest, who would be participating in it?
Oh, this is a great sick, bro. This is a great. We should have came up with that.
I did come up with it. If you look on the outline,
I know.
Who would you have in it? Who would be participating? Okay, I'll say 5 players. 5 players.
Right now?
No, just throughout all time.
Okay.
Who would it be?
Who's going first?
I mean, let's be real. I mean, we know Jordan's in there, but he's not the top guy. My top guy is definitely gonna be Vince Carter.
Yep, I think he's everyone's number 1.
He's gonna be Vince Carter.
Okay.
The next person is probably gonna be Michael Jordan.
Okay.
My third person is gonna be Nate Robinson.
Oh my God.
Nice. I got another little guy that I was gonna throw in there. Continue.
My fourth person is gonna be Blake Griffin.
Good one. That's a good one.
And then my fifth person, it's gonna be hard to not be T-Mac, but I don't know. This is gonna mess y'all up, but Andre Iguodala.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I watched several of his dunks, and he's pretty special. He was pretty special. The one where he got assisted by Allen Iverson.
Man,
that was dope.
Andre Iguodala, and then honorable mention is probably going to be Dr. J.
Okay,
that's your one legend.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dr. J would have done more, but the dunks that he did were already they were so iconic at the time.
Right.
He didn't have to do much.
Like if he were living now, he would with some creative stuff.
Oh, he would be doing some dumbass shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dumb shit. But his shit was just so innovative then. People like, oh my God, Dr. J just rocked the cradle.
Who you got?
Well, obviously Vince Carter. I don't see how you can have a dunk contest without him. Yeah, you can't. It's not a dunk contest if he's not in it. So Vince Carter, like I said, I'm just highly impressed with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, so I put them in there.
Nice.
I put this is where I struggle a little bit because I'm struggling between, like you said, Andre Iguodala. I like him a lot. Amari Stoudemire. That one dunk that he did where he got assisted by Steve Nash.
He's tall.
Huh? You say he's too tall?
He's too tall.
So you're saying the same thing?
Like my dunk contest is gonna be so.
Okay. So
that's the only reason why Dwight Howard didn't make it.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, because Dwight Howard, he got some special dunks too, but it just almost looks too easy. So that's why I'll probably leave him out. But okay, so mine is Vince Carter, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, Spud Webb.
Okay.
I'm putting Spud Webb in there because watching that little man do what he did in the dunk contest, that's special.
I'll take that.
Spud Webb. And then I guess Michael Jordan makes it in.
Well, I'm not even going to mention Michael Jordan on mine because obviously that's just a no-brainer. But if we're going to really have a dunk contest, we're going to really get it cracking. Okay. We got Nate Robinson, Vince Carter, Steve Francis.
Okay. Like that.
Jason Richardson.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay. He really that's my dude right there. Okay. And then my legend, I want to see Shawn Kemp, bro. I feel like he's been nice in a little dunk contest, man. He looked like he has some real powerful dunks. You know, that's my guy right there, man. But Steve,
Shawn Kemp's gonna ruin the contest. He's gonna break the back.
Bro, but Steve Francis, at that moment in time when he was having that dual with Vince Carter. I mean, he could have won it too. Okay. Vince Carter really like ended it with everybody when he went between the legs, like went bounced up off the leg. Yeah, went between the legs. Like he shut it down. Like, but Steve Francis was nothing to like scoff about. I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is gonna be. You said that you like Blake Griffin. I thought that dunk was corny, man, when he went over the car, bro. I thought it was corny. But he did have some nice dunks though.
Man, if you saw him jump over a car in a YouTube video, you'd be losing your shit.
Man, like Blake Griffin in there,
fucking losing that shit, bro. But like the way it was the fashion that he did it, bro. He punched that thing.
Yeah,
really did, man. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty, man. The NBA All-Star Game better than all the other All-Star games, Stephen? Yes or no?
No.
What? Really?
Oh, please. I want to hear about this.
Oh, wow. That was unexpected.
This particular game.
What?
Are you saying this particular game? Okay, no, that's what I was thinking about. Is this All-Star game going to be better than
No, I think we're talking about like overall, like is
by far.
Okay.
Like better than all the other All-Star games. Not I should have rephrased that. Better than all the other All-Star games in the four major sports.
Yeah, everything else is pretty. I don't even know what words to use for that.
Did you watch Pro Bowl this year?
Does anybody watch the football one?
Trash.
No one watches the NFL like All-Star game. Like that's probably the weakest one out of any of the sports, in all honesty.
And this was by far the worst one I've seen in a very long time.
Oh man, that shit! Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about.
Jalen Ramsey scored the game-winning touchdown.
Nobody watched the Pro Bowl at all. But Sunday, obviously, we got the actual All-Star game. Team LeBron, Team Giannis. It's basically world versus, the United States. I like Team LeBron because he's got LeBron. I mean, obviously it's LeBron, but Durant, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, Dame Lillard, Ben Simmons, LaMarcus Aldridge, Karl Anthony Towns, Bradley Beal, Dwayne Wade. I mean, does the other team even matter? Or is this team just going to overwhelmingly beat, Giannis's squad?
To me, it feels like there's no shot Giannis team wins.
I mean,
I take that back. I take that back. I forgot about the trade.
They did make a trade. Ben Simmons was traded for
Russell Westbrook.
That is correct.
You already know how he about to get down in that motherfucking All-Star game.
Did Giannis even have a chance though, Steph?
Yes.
Because of Russell Westbrook? I could see that.
Giannis it's Giannis, Curry, Embiid, Simmons, Walker, Jokic, Griffin, Dirk, Kyle Lowry, Vujacic, D'Angelo Russell. Watch out for him. Chris Middleton. I mean, LeBron's team is going to smash. They have Russell Westbrook, Durant.
Hey, Giannis, Steph, Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
George. Yeah, Kemba Walker.
I'm telling you, they are about to be a problem.
They got old man Dirk.
Not to Dirk.
They got Blake. They got Kyle Lowry.
Jokic is fucking balling right now. Vucevic is balling.
Which one's the one that's 7 foot tall?
Jokic.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. No, I don't. My only thing with the All-Star game is why Team Giannis? Like, I feel like that was such a letdown. Like Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. Like, for the casual fan, who the hell is Giannis? Like, Giannis, for real.
He is the NBA soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
I'm making a really bold
He
prediction.
really is. He really is. Like
He
if
is.
is he?
yes,
But I mean, but what I'm saying is like for the casual fan, do they know that?
I think this is his come out party year.
Okay. So
They'll
you're
probably,
saying like at the end of this year, people gonna know who he is?
Absolutely. Because Milwaukee Bucks, you may see the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals this year.
Really?
you could, yes.
Okay.
He might even win the MVP.
In the finals?
He might win MVP of the league.
At the league.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, so he is a baller, huh?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to really watch
Man,
him.
I'm gonna watch some highlights on him then.
You haven't got to see him?
No.
Oh shit!
Am I gonna be wild?
Yes, that's good. He's a freak of nature. He really is a freak.
How many years has he been in the league now?
4.
4? Okay, so he's taking some time to get there.
No, but has growth this year grown exponentially with a new coach.
Okay. See, that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about with players where it's like, is it the system or is it is it them?
It's not the system, but in their case, I think it was that coach bringing something out of him.
No, and by system, I just meant like, sometimes you find a coach that you just mesh with and just brings out the best in you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like that we've had this discussion where it's like, is it really them or is it the coach that's like really they just vibe with and that because I feel like that does make all the difference. So to hear that, like that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, like,
if pretty much right now he is the MVP of the league. If the league were to end today.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to watch his highlights, some highlight stuff on him then.
7, you there? You fizzled out.
They kind of fizzle out. Did we lose him?
Hello?
Did we lose Stefan?
I don't know.
He's still connected on here. Is he changing rooms?
He has some technical difficulties. Here. I'm gonna eject him. This is good for you. Now you know. But dude, basketball is tough.
No, it is tough. I mean, I feel like just the little bit of stuff that I looked into today has helped tremendously, at least being able to help me participate a little bit in the conversation.
Yeah, this was a hard topic tonight. That's why I wanted to do it.
Well, that's why I was like, let's just do it, especially if we could get Stefan on, then that'll help. How have you felt that things have gone so far?
First time.
Yeah. What type of stuff? Just so I can kind of like narrow my aim a little bit. Like, should I like really like kind of focus on?
Hold on a second. Lost him.
We did. Okay.
Yo. Yeah. Yeah, I sent it. All right. Do a lot of editing in this.
Yeah, my Audacity thing was like fucking up. I couldn't even like edit the last one yet. Like I haven't been able to edit it yet. So hopefully, I'm wondering if it's just because the file size is so large that it's just kind of fucking up with the system, with the program a little bit. So hopefully we can. What time frame are we at right now? What time are we at?
I'm not
Can
too.
you?
I'm not too worried about it though.
I'm just saying, just because of the file size, like the longer we go,
Oh.
like the larger the file.
Let me see. You want me to?
I feel like we haven't actually been going for that long.
No, we haven't really. I don't know where I see the time.
Can't you see the time on this thing? I should just start a timer next time. So how much more do you want? How much more do you want to talk about?
I mean, at this moment, like, we can finish if you want to. We can finish if he jumps back on here. Hold on. He's saying he's not seeing the invite. Let me see. I ejected him, so I hope that like. I hope my shit.
We're back.
Yo, what's up? You back on?
I'm back.
All right, cool. I don't know where Patrick just went. He like stepped away.
I didn't know what happened, bro.
Yeah, you just kind of like shorted out for a second, and then, yeah, and then you just kind of like dropped. So, but cool. Glad you got back on.
All right, so we'll just pick up where we left off. We'll cut and slice later. Stefan, who you got this weekend in the All-Star game? What's your team prediction, man? What's the score prediction?
I say 176.
No defense.
Exactly.
176
to it's everything stupid.
I feel like the only one trying to play defense would be like Russell Westbrook because he's gonna hate the fact that people are scoring.
I think I might play the over under this weekend. What'd you say? 176 to what, man?
$176 to 161.
Taking the over?
I am. What's the over?
About to see. I don't care what the over is. I'm taking it. I'm just being honest. The line may not even be out yet.
It might be really high this year.
Who you got winning it? Team Giannis? Shit, did my shit cut out? Stefan?
What's that?
I said you got Team Giannis winning?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook.
He gonna hold it down for you. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say 157 to 151. I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm gonna roll with you. I'm gonna go Team Giannis too.
I got Team James. 163, 149. I think they're gonna end up pulling it out, winning by like 11 points. I don't think it's gonna be close, man.
I put it like this: in the last 3 All-Star games, we can even go 4. In the last 4 All-Star games, Blake Griffin, Russell Westbrook, Giannis, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook again have been the leading scorers.
I know there's a prop bet out there for that.
And then they're all on the same team this time.
Well, that means that Giannis is going to end up being the dude.
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will see. But Stephen, since we're on this on the same line here, we're going to dive into we kind of pick one topic every week. Or I mean, we pick one player, each podcast since it is Black History Month.
Oh, quickly though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just before we pop into that, Stefan, you're in the music biz. What is it about All-Star Weekend that just brings out people to go and party, musicians, all of that kind of stuff? Like, what is it about that weekend that makes it such a popular weekend for people? Like, I feel like it's, like we said, I think it's the biggest. NBA does a great job really promoting their All-Star game and the weekend and everything around it. And so partying and the music, I feel like, is a big thing of it that plays into that. Like, what's your kind of thoughts around that?
I think it definitely gives people the opportunity. It opens up the culture quite a bit. So on a normal weekend, you'll have this place and this place having an event. On All-Star Weekend, you got every place having an event. Everybody's hosting their own event 3-4 times a day. And I think the reason why the NBA has allowed you to do it because there's more superstars in the NBA than any other sport. In the NFL, there's a lot of good players, but if the Rams would have won the Super Bowl, there's not anybody on the Rams team that everybody in America knows.
True.
There's not one person. Everybody might maybe know Peyton Manning. Everybody might know Brady. Everybody might know Breeze. But not everybody knows Todd Gurley and Jared Goff.
It's true.
Versus in the NBA, almost every team has a superstar. Most teams are going to have at least one. But that guy's a superstar where everybody in the world knows who that is.
Okay. That's true. No, I agree with you. I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it, especially just like, I feel like the parties are such a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just being in the industry like that, I mean, both of you would know, like in the entertainment industry, obviously stars attract stars. That's my biggest thing about the NBA All-Star Day weekend. I mean, All-Star Weekend is that there's no controversial things that are going on that has politics involved in your game to where stars are boycotting or anything like that. Obviously, in the NBA, a majority of the players are African American, but you're able to see their face. There's 5 guys on the court, 5 on 5. There's 10 guys at the court at a time. You're able to see their face. They seem a little bit more marketable simply because how the ownership and the players have their partnership together. It seems like they see more eye to eye and that it's more open. It's not as restricted in some areas. They let the players be themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what ends up attracting a lot of stars to the All-Star game. And it seems to be a lot cooler, a lot more people, catch on and want to watch it a little bit more if you are the casual fan, especially a younger generation, fans, that's who they're promoting to. As you can see, a lot of the All-Star, the celebrity, guys that are participating,
like YouTube and like, younger people that might have a large following already.
I just think that the NBA does a really good job of that and promoting their players, unlike the NFL. Just to piggyback off of what Stephen was saying, everybody doesn't know Todd Gurley. Everybody doesn't know Jared Goff. But everybody knows who LeBron James is. Everybody knows who James Harden is. And it's kind of more of a global game. So you're going to catch that sort of vibe and that sort of, attention, in type would make it, a lot cooler, than all the other, All-Star games that we've already discussed.
Yeah, for sure.
In lieu of, since it is Black History Month, guys, we want to sit here and talk about a couple of athletes that we definitely, have influenced our lives. And since we are on the subject of basketball tonight, We want to talk about Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan. Stephen, when it comes to Allen Iverson, you know, what impact did he have on the NBA and its popularity? Obviously, the whole, you know, practice thing, okay, we're always going to remember. But to you, growing up as an athlete and somebody watching Allen Iverson in his prime, what did that impact that he made in the NBA influence in your life? Hello?
Y'all there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I don't know. You kind of went, you blanked out for a second.
Okay, run me back again.
I said, with Allen Iverson, how did his impact in the NBA influence you in your life and how you saw Allen Iverson since you watched him in his prime?
Watching Allen Iverson in prime, I think he it influenced me and it influenced a lot of basketball players. As far as it actually negatively influenced us because a lot of us tried to imitate Allen Iverson. And if you were imitating Allen Iverson, you were trying to be a player that once in generational player. And you can't really duplicate that.
Mm.
So if you tried to imitate his game, more than likely you were going to be unsuccessful because you just didn't have that type of athleticism.
But where did he influence you in your life as far as being an athlete, you know,
the crossover
with, you know, with the fashion, with the game of play? Where did you find yourself emulating Allen Iverson the most?
Well, I had at least 3 pairs of his shoes for sure. But you know what I mean, 3 pairs of his shoes for sure. I mean, I would try. I didn't necessarily couldn't dribble, but I definitely tried to execute a crossover because of Allen Iverson. But that's probably gonna be it for me.
And for you, Keenan?
For me, I mean, I was never a basketball person, as we all know. You've seen me play basketball before. Yeah. I'm like the one black person that can't play basketball. But
you can run track though.
Yeah, I can do that.
Always fast.
I can do that. I can hit a baseball. I can hit somebody, but dribbling a basketball was not my forte. But as far like for me, I felt like he brought a certain popularity, not only just to basketball, but just to Black culture and the Black community in general. Obviously, some of it was bad, but at the same time, I think he really, I think he helped usher in what were kind of the rewards that we're kind of reaping from that time frame where Black culture seems to take precedence over any other culture right now. Like I feel like everything that's Black culture is like the thing that's cool. You know, between hip hop, obviously, like you're seeing it with basketball and just like how much the NBA has grown in the past decade or so. So I think he was really influential and played such a huge part in that kind of movement of, you know, bringing the NBA into the type of game that it is now. Because I think there was like a shift from, you know, the game when Jordan kind of played and then seeing kind of like how Allen Iverson played and the style that he played. I feel like the way the game's played now is much more aligned with the Allen Iverson type of play than the Jordan type of play. And so I just felt like he really ushered in like this new movement or helped usher it in of just like bringing Black culture into the fray. I think he was one of those figures that really played a role in that. And like I said, some of it was good, some of it was bad, but nonetheless, he did bring attention to not only the NBA, but Black culture.
Yeah, I agree, man. You know, with Allen Iverson, he was really one of the first players where he brought hip hop into the NBA. I mean, just kind of that culture, that style, and it being Black History Month. That is one genre of music where I feel like we could say that it's ours.
Yeah.
How he brought it into the NBA with what he was wearing, with how he was wearing it. Okay. It's not like anybody wasn't wearing headbands, but the way that Allen Iverson wore his headband
it's just different.
Was just different. The way that he wore his shoes, the way he laced up his sneakers.
I mean, he was the first person to kind of really wear like the sleeves, wasn't he?
Right. And he was also one of the first people who, brought fashion into the NBA. And like, when they're all walking up, going into the locker room, whatever, Allen Iverson just walked into the building. He's got the big, diamond earrings on. He's got the, the big fur coat on. He's got, 2-3 chains on. And he used to get fined for that. You know what I mean? And the only reason why he got fined for that, because he was the only one doing it. They didn't want this street image to be in the forefront of the NBA. Everybody's wearing suits and ties, that sort of stuff. That's kind of how they wanted it. Somewhat like the NFL, where they cannot wear whatever they want, because if they could wear whatever they want, trust me, we'd be seeing all types of Instagram photos like how we do with James Harden and Westbrook and all that stuff. They just have to do it in a different type of way. They have to wear a suit and tie. Yeah. Obviously, with the NBA, you don't have to do that, And Allen Iverson somewhat, if not paved that way for everybody else to do that. You know?
But like I said, like that's why I think, like you said, piggybacking off of that, I think that is his role and the importance that he played, especially within the NBA, because like you said, he kind of was the first person. And at that time, he was getting fined. And I think just the nature of him wearing what he wore, getting fined, and just how he was very outspoken. I think he probably, without him, the NBA might not have turned into the player-friendly league that it is now.
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
And Stefan, we're going to go into the other guy that we want to discuss tonight. Obviously, Michael Jordan, MJ. That's where Allen Iverson, this is Allen Iverson's idol. This is pretty much anybody's idol, the GOAT. Took basketball into another stratosphere. But as far as Michael Jordan, what does he mean to you, and how do you think that he's made a way for the Black athlete in basketball, or just in any sport, to do what they're doing right now?
Damn, did we lose him again?
Think so.
Shit.
Stephen?
Yeah, I think we lost him. Can you hear us, Stefan? You there?
I don't know.
Still connected.
Man, I can hear you guys, but it keeps doing it.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Man.
Could you hear us? Like the question that Patrick asked?
No, it blacked out.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and ask it again, Patrick.
Okay. All right. So I was talking about the second athlete that we had tonight, Michael Jordan, and how he took the NBA into just a completely other stratosphere. But as far as Michael Jordan goes and how he made a splash into the game, so in the marketing sense, where did his impact, do you feel like, opened up the doors for a lot of these new athletes to come in and get shoe deals, promote, and that sort of things?
I don't know, man. That one's tough because
he was that guy. You know?
And there was never anyone that got close to give us that feel. I don't know.
The shoes, the commercials,
the move, Space Jam. He did it all. I mean, he was like he's just kind of like one of those, you can almost say, once in a lifetime type players.
He's a unicorn.
He is a unicorn. Like there's nothing, no one will ever quite, no matter what, almost kind of live up to the aura of Michael Jordan. Like no matter, like to me, he's kind of like the Babe Ruth of basketball in the sense that like no matter how much time passes, no matter how much the game changes, no one will ever kind of be able to compete with the status that is Michael Jordan.
And I know as of late, there's been a lot of comparisons with Michael Jordan to Tom Brady. And in my eyes, I don't really think that it's close. And I'm not just talking about on a championship type level, but
just
the things
everything
that Michael Jordan did as far as revolutionizing the way that we look at basketball, the image of basketball, and how he created and opened up a lot of doors for a lot of guys like a Allen Iverson, like a LeBron James, like a Kobe Bryant, who's able to have deals and be seen. He was the first one to do it. Everybody has a pair of Jordans. He's immortalized forever. And now he's become such a conglomerate that we're seeing Michael Jordan cross over into other sports.
Yeah, I saw his stuff was on Tottenham's. Not whose jersey was he on? He was on
PSG.
PSG. Yeah, PSG had the Jumpman symbol on the
Jumpman symbols on football, the Jumpman symbols on basketball. You've got people who are sponsored in baseball. You've got people who are sponsored in golf. I mean,
that branding team is amazing.
It's really crazy to see how much that he's opened up the doors for a lot of athletes to promote themselves. Now, I feel like he may be the in the forefront to where we might see our first Black majority owner of a team. And it's because of him opening those doors in so many different ways that we're able to do the things that we're able to do today. And before my lifetime, I know that there will be a majority Black owner, and it's probably going to be, you can't give that influence over to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he definitely, I mean, to me, he's probably one of the few athletes, if not maybe the only athlete to really transcend past their sport. Like, I don't think anyone has ever had the type of effect, not only on the sport that they've played, but just within society and globally. For you to not only be recognized and known as the best player within your sport and be considered one of the greatest athletes of all time, but to affect society and grab the attention of society and the world in the manner that he did and to this day still does, just like we said, just through like his legacy and obviously his apparel and all that stuff, his the Jumpman branding.
Absolutely.
I just don't think anyone has ever quite matched that. And I mean, I won't even say quite. I don't think anyone's ever come close to that, and I don't know if anyone ever will, because even like I just compared him to Babe Ruth, and I know that was a different time, but like even now, I could probably safely say that the Jumpman, unless society just crumbles and breaks down, if it continues to flourish, like I don't see the Jumpman brand ever going away, which means Michael Jordan will like forever live on.
Yeah, he will forever be immortalized, and just him opening up those doors just gives us an opportunity, for a bright future, especially us trying to get in higher places in life. But we got to wrap up here.
Yeah,
we're way over today.
Hopefully it's not as bad as the other night, but
no, absolutely not. And the thing is that, we picked a really tough topic tonight. You know what I mean? Trying to discuss the All-Star game, but
yeah,
I think that we fare well, and we'll be all right. Stephen,
I think he just keeps cutting out. We should probably just wrap it up, though. just wrap it up. Let's just cut the live feed. Let's wrap it up and cut the live feed, and then we can try and get them.